G'day and welcome to the Box Seat. I'm Pete Anthonys. It's good to be here to preview 8 races from Belmont Park this Saturday. A quick look at the forecast. We're expecting a shower or two and 19 degrees. The rail is in the 6 metre position and hopefully by then the track can dry out a bit. So I'm anticipating a good 4 roughly by the time we jump on Saturday. Race 1 at Belmont jumps at 12:33. It's the Tab Touch Bet Your Bet plate over 1,000 metres, and we'll have a look at the last start of Miss Tycoon.
Got a motor, but they haven't gone overly hard. And then Angel Jupiter balancing up, 300 left to go. And it's Miss Tycoon who shows the way from Stella D'Or. Miss Elmire in behind them, battling is Got a Motor. Coming to the 150, it's Miss Tycoon. She'd snuck away now from Stella D'Or. It's still Miss Tycoon. Miss Tycoon from Got a Motor starting to run on now. Miss Tycoon clinging on though, and Miss Tycoon all the way.
The last 2 starts, Miss Tycoon has jumped well, been ridden with intent towards the front of the field and been able to record strong sections off a solid early tempo. So I'm anticipating they'll try and do the exact same thing from gate 7. And all things being equal, if you can find the front, it should be thereabouts at the end of the race. So it goes on top for me from the 8, which is Obstination. It's the first starter for the Darren McAuliffe yard. We've seen 2 trials so far for this preparation and both of those trials have been quite strong. The horse will be settling on pace. Gate 4 looks ideal and Lee Newman will know the horse well. Third pick is the 2, which is Brave Contender. It led on a really slow speed last start, which I'm not sure suited the horse. It was just nailed late. I think it will probably settle with a bit of cover in this field and be saved up for that one final sprint. And then the 4th pick is the 6, which is That's Funny As, which has had a nice little trial there last time. We saw it led with reasonable pace early. It seemed to just be eased a little bit late in the straight, and then past the post it really picked up again. So I'm just putting the horse in there as a bit of a watch in its first start. On top in race 1 is Miss Tycoon from the 8, Obstination, 2, Brave Contender, and 6, That's Funny As. Race 2 at Belmont jumps at 1:13. It's the Pink Ladies Luncheon Saturday 6th of July handicap over 1,000 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent start of Essential Spice.
Davida and Quick Reflex dropping right out, homeward bound. They're into the straight. It's Gillespie and now Baron Bostock, which are together. Essential Spice as they drift apart down towards the inside. Fights back 2 lengths behind them. Heron Sand. Baron Bostock on the outside reaches the lead. Essential Spice fights back on the rail. Baron Bostock. Essential Spice coming back tooth and nail. Baron Bostock. Essential Spice went to it. There's little between them.
Thought that was an impressive performance there from Essential Spice. The horse jumped well, was ridden with intent on what was a really good solid pace up front. There was 2 other horses that were all vying for that on pace position, and look, the horse fought very strong towards the line. It was just nabbed late, but its overall figures that it's recorded have been very impressive. I'm expecting the horse will try and seek a bit of cover, settle thereabouts on pace, and it does look a really good tempo in this field, and that should suit the horse right down to the ground. So it goes on top for me from the 1 Double Bubble, 54 days without a trial. We saw last start it was heavily backed. It led uncontested and was just very strong to the line. It does seem to tick quite a few boxes, and gate 1 again looks ideal. Third pick is the 8, which is Catherine Will. It's another on-speed horse. Last start it jumped best, was ridden with intent to lead on what was an even speed, but this again looks like it's probably even faster than anything it's experienced previously. And then the 4th pick is the 2, which is Samizdat. It's a horse that obviously has heaps of potential. Again, it's an unknown against a really high tempo field. But look, the horse does have the ability to run a very solid last 400 and last 600 sectional split. So it will get a bit of cover and it'll be flying home late. On top in race 2 is the 11 Essential Spice from 1 Double Bubble, 8 Catherine Will and 2 Samizdat. Race 3 at Belmont jumps at 1:53. It's the Mrs. Max handicap over 2,000 metres. And we'll have a look at the most recent performance of Touch of Silver last seen at Belmont.
Battle Talk down towards the inside. Money Maher. Noski's really hard at work on the favourite from Capo Doro. Touch of Silver. Maginica's the leader. 200 to go. A length and a half still from Friar-esque War God. Here's Battle Talk and Pike is starting to wind him up. Maginica gobbled up by Battle Talk. Gee, they're a good combination, this pair. And Battle Talk is able to rebound.
I'm not sure Touch of Silver was suited last start. We've seen all preparation. The horse has been able to reel off really impressive late sections. On that occasion, it went back to last, and although it still managed to reel off those sections, it was quite difficult for horses to make up significant ground coming wide on that occasion. So I think the horse should be better suited now that the track's had a bit of rain. Gate 10 looks ideal. It will be back in the field, will be seeking a bit of cover, but it will be able to use that turn of foot. And the step up to 2,000 metres, although untested, based on its most recent last 200 metres, it does look ideal for the horse. So it goes on top from the one, Come Play With Me, whose last two starts, the horse has sat in the breeze and really just been dominant late on very slow tempos. I'm expecting it will probably have a little bit more speed in this race, probably won't be leading or sitting outside the leader, but it'll be there trying to strike late. Third pick is the 4, which is Frieresque. The horse has been pretty consistent without winning. Last start we saw it jump well, settle in the breeze, and it was in the second pair there, but still on the outside without a bit of cover. It was just squeezed in the last 100 metres, so it lost a bit of momentum, but it does figure based on recent ratings. And then fourth pick is the 6, which is Blue Tracer. Expecting this horse will go around big odds, but I've been waiting for it to find a race where it can just position itself that fraction more forward, and I think this might be it. Copped a big bump last start in the straight and was eased up, so I can put a line through that race. On top in race 3 is the 2, Touch of Silver, from 1, Come Play With Me, 4, Frieresque, and 6, Blue Tracer. Race 4 at Belmont jumps at 2:28. It's the Events at Ascot handicap over 1,600 metres, and we'll have a look at the first up performance of Damos.
At 5 last. Frosty Bay cornered first by the 375. 3/4 to a half in front. Pelican Pick loomed as the immediate danger. They're 2 in front of Damos, who keeps gumming despite being parked deep all the way. And Damos comes out after Frosty Bay. Pelican Pick flat to the foreboards, and down the outside is Fair Do with a late run. Damos in front. Frosty Bay fights back. Damos though clear, and a grand win first up by Damos.
Thought that was an impressive return to racing from Damos. The horse settled 3 wide without cover after trying to track another wide runner into the race. It was a good tempo event. The horse has returned an overall good figure, and all things being equal, the wide barrier should allow it to find a bit of cover in the second half of the field, and it should be the strongest going to the line. So Damos goes on top for me from the 2, Stoicism. It was a little bit slow away last start, found nothing but backsides from second last until the last 150, but the race was all over then with Flying Roar skipping away. So the horse should be better suited from gate 5 on Saturday. Third pick is the 3, Rebel Knight, another horse who was a little slow away, again got too far back and was really just not suited by coming that wide on the turn. Should be better suited from gate 3. And then the 4th pick is the 12, Hot Style, who have seen just been able to reel off an impressive last 600 the last couple of starts. Last start he got too far back, and I'm expecting it'll probably be in a similar position on Saturday. I'm just not sure there will be as much pace up front in this event. On top in race 4 is the 5, Damos, from 2, Stoicism, 3, Rebel Knight, and 12, Hot Style.